So it's been a pretty hefty week for 4K Blu-ray news, from announcements from Screen Factory and Paramount here. We'll start with the Screen Factory stuff, because on July 4th they announced a whole bunch of titles. First off with John Carpenter's The Fog finally coming to 4K after they put out They Live and Prince of Darkness and Halloween and a couple other ones here and there, Escape from New York. Didn't release any details, but it's probably the same thing that was produced by Studio Canal, same as they did for They Live and a few other things here and there. But that's coming out in September, 4K Blu-ray, along with a correlating Steelbook release, and another one of their big bundle packs type of things, with like a whole bunch of random collector's items and stuff like that you can grab as well. And they announced a bunch of Sam Raimi involved type of things, like stuff he was either a producer on or as a writer-director on, such as the Evil Dead remake, which is only getting a 4K release. It's not a combo pack. They did state on the website that there are two separate running times, despite they only mentioned an R rating for the whole thing. So if the two running times equates that they're doing both the unrated and the theatrical R-rated version, there's something to that. And of course, they're finally doing Army of Darkness. I have the thing turned around right. This is the old collector's edition one, which was a 3-disc set. Now, the odd, weird sort of 3D cover art thing they had going around only said 2 discs on the spine, but the website mentions like 4 different run times and 4-disc set. Now, there are actually no details released beyond that. They didn't say which cut is getting the 4K edition on it. They didn't say if there's anything additional in terms of like more than one 4K disc, but the fact that they're listing it for about $39.99, about the same price they do for all their 4K releases, they probably only went back and did a restoration on one of them for the 4K HDR version, and probably just doing like a repackage of the old stuff, but I don't know anything else beyond. I don't know anything. They released no specs for this thing, but they put it up for pre-order. So it's like, can you just at least give us the specs? You know something. You know it's going to be 4 discs. You know you've been working on at least a 4K restoration of at least one of the versions. It's nice if they would announce it's telling us what version's getting 4K disc and what the hell else they're doing with it. So they're saying, hey, here it is, go order it now. So it's like, it was a little kind of like, well, I'm not ordering anything if you don't tell me exactly what I'm getting. So it's like, it's a little, it's like, if you're going to announce it with some details. I like to have that, because again, like the artwork they released, the spine had the incorrect number of discs, but the website was different number of discs, so it just details, gives us clarity, and allows more people to jump in and buy things right off the bat. But that's also getting a correlating Steelbook release along with The Fog, and so they're, again, doing not combo packs, but big bundle pack type of things with that. So they're doing whole swell of different things. So between like the Child's Play stuff, now you got The Fog, and now you got Army of Darkness and the Evil Dead remake, and also Crawl if you're interested in that. They're all coming out about September. So they get a lot of money to go off. They haven't even said anything yet for October. I don't know if they're doing a San Diego Comic-Con panel like they used to do and then announce a whole bunch of like prospective titles for the next year. I don't know if they're doing that. But we're going to see in a couple of weeks what's going to happen, what they're going to release for October. Who knows? But like I said in the last update, they kind of like, there's the things swirling around about maybe the remaining Halloween films getting 4K releases, because, again, to go back to the previous video, watch that, there was rumors of a new commentary put together for Halloween 6, but who knows who's distributing it. So who's preparing it, who's doing all that stuff, wait and see. But the big thing I've been waiting for, the thing I've been kind of like jockeying around the entire channel for weeks now and kind of like hemming and hawing about, is that the fact Paramount made big splash day. They made all the announcements for the Star Trek 4K releases, and I'm just going to take this cheat sheet off here because there's a whole page worth of stuff to get through, and this is ridiculous. First off, Star Trek the Motion Picture Director's Edition is getting multiple releases. You can get the regular one that has the Dolby Atmos, the Dolby Vision, all that type of stuff, put together the whole thing, along with a host of bonus features. You've got archival commentary from the original DVD release, but then you've got the production team on this whole thing, including David C. Fine, Mike Matiso, and Darren Doctorman, putting a new commentary together for it. Because there was a previous commentary that wasn't released on the DVD, but was released online for the Director's Edition way back in like 2006 or something like that. It It was with basically the same team, but obviously since they've done a whole new restoration on the whole thing, that'd be kind of outdated what they were talking about in that old commentary, so they probably sat down, recorded a brand new one to go over all the stuff they went through to restore the film this time through. But now they also have an 8-part documentary on the entire making the director's edition of the whole thing. Then I think a lot of the stuff is probably archival stuff, a lot of featurettes about Robert Wise and remastering the whole thing from the previous release. Some stuff about the Dolby Atmos, sound mixing and stuff like that, and some of the CGI stuff they did. There's a whole bunch of different things. Apparently new deleted scenes, effects tests, costume tests, computer graphics displays, a bunch of legacy content as well. So there's going to be the 4K disc, a Blu-ray disc of the movie itself, then an entire extra disc of just bonus material. So you got 3 discs in the set. Now this clears up a little bit of something when we were talking about them putting the full 6-film set. So, on that regard, you're getting all 6 original cast films: Motion Picture, Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, Voyage Home, Final Frontier, Undiscovered Country. So there'll be the theatrical cut of Motion Picture. You'll have the director's edition. You'll have correlating 4K and Blu-ray discs for each film in the set. So there's that, plus the extra bonus disc for Motion Picture. And you're getting the theatrical and director's cuts for the Undiscovered Country. Now these are all getting, I think they should all be getting Dolby Vision, because the previous 4-film set had Dolby Vision for everything, but it still had the old Dolby True HD sound mixes for each one of the original films. But there's that, and plus you'll get digital copies for each one of the films to redeem on all these different sets. But the real big type of thing here is that they're putting together a massive limited edition collector set just for the motion picture itself. Just a gorgeous looking box. All this type of stuff they're going to have. Like vintage reproduction, like promotional materials with different like art cards and theater cards and weird other things here and there, little patches, all the type of stuff. But includes the director's edition, includes the theatrical cut, and for the first time only, a 4K widescreen edition of the special longer version of the film that originally premiered on network television. The thing I have back here on Laserdisc, which has only been available in pan and scan for like the last 40 years. They went back, they did that. I asked David C. Fine on Twitter if they replaced, because there was a couple unfinished effects shots in the special longer version, because they just took like the raw footage, slapped it on there for the network, and didn't care to finish a lot of the effects, like when you got this shot where Kirk is kind of leaving the airlock in the spacesuit and stuff like that. There's supposed to be like a matte painting around the thing, but all you saw was like the scaffolding for the entire set and everything, so they didn't finish that for the pan and scan release. Seems like they may have fixed that. He said there is a previously unfinished effects shot, so possibly they fixed that, because if you're showing that off in widescreen, all you're going to see is a lot more just like scaffolding and stuff like that. So I imagine a lot of the stuff they went back and fixed for the director's edition and probably just swapped in a shot to fix that matte shot in the old film. So hopefully that's fixed, because it'd be a real eyesore if it wasn't. So there's that, and just like the fact that, again, all this stuff is just insane. It's just really fucking insane here, because again, all the stuff's not for pre-order now. You can all get it as like the one for the limited edition, collector's edition type of thing is under $100 right now on Amazon. The 6-film collection is like $129 or something like that right now. So if you go up and grab it right now, they already have them slightly discounted from the retail price, stuff like that. So this is awesome. It's really awesome. I don't know what else really to say. Again, with Star Trek 6, because like I've mentioned before, the film was originally shot Super 35, then matted down to 2.35 to 1 for theatrical, but Nicholas Meyer, when he did the stuff on home video for his own adjusted cuts of the entire film, did open up the framing for a much more of a like 2 to 1 type of aspect ratio, but I imagine they're probably just compromising to a seamless branching between the two, and probably just get a regular 2.35 to 1 aspect ratio from that negative and stuff like that. So this is insane. I've been waiting for this for weeks now. No announcements for the next gen stuff, because like I've said before, First Contact is up in 4K Dolby Vision on Paramount Plus. We'll probably get that next year, because they still got to work on Generations and Insurrection, Nemesis. So they're probably like, there's plenty of stuff to last out the last quarter of the year on. So they'll probably get all that stuff done. Maybe, I imagine maybe next spring we'll get next-gen stuff. I don't know. But it seems like a good timetable for that so you can pump all this stuff out, sell this stuff very well. If you put out too much stuff, then something's going to suffer in the long run because, like, people are going to make a decision. Do I want to buy this or do I want to buy that? So kind of nice. Like, they're not going to do next-gen stuff quite yet. They'll probably push it off to 2023. And then we'll get an announcement for that so it can kind of breathe in the entire atmosphere of the marketplace so they can get that, push that out directly and get all the other stuff from the original cast, have its shining day in September to get all this stuff out. So just the fact, I mean, yeah, just tons of interviews on the whole thing, just the regular bonus disc of motion pictures you'll get on any version that you purchase. So any version, we get the 6-film collection, you get the limited edition thing, you just get the regular Blu-ray or the 4K version, you will get this bonus content. So they're not ripping away any bonus content. It's just the fact that in the limited edition set, you get exclusively the special longer version and the theatrical, which is already going to be made available. All the 6 films will be made available as separate releases as well. So you don't have to buy the box set. If you don't want a box set, grab what you want. So they're really pleasing the entire thing. So like anything you want, you can grab it. So the only thing exclusive to anything is a special longer version on the limited edition version of the motion picture, along with all those collectible items. So I think they're doing a fantastic job with this. I still have not seen the director's edition, but hopefully I'll definitely be getting one of these sets, one of these things as they come out in September. And hell, that's great. And the everything's just great. It's just great. I can't wait. So I can keep showing this thing. But anyway, that's awesome stuff. So nice. It would be nice if Screen Factory were to announce a couple of new titles instead of recycling things over and over again, as my friend Steve Fraser has been kind of commenting. He's like, yeah, it's just like, it's all the same stuff we already have. They're just giving it 4K versions. It's like, okay, yeah, they're known sellers. You'll make the money. It'll happen. But it's like, we'd like to dig some other stuff out a little bit more here and there. So, yeah, here and there. So, as the wheel turns, as they say, you just deal with as the cycle goes around. They got to get their kind of tentpole things out. Then they'll probably dig up some other things that are a little lesser known. Hopefully, like I said, maybe they've got a Comic-Con panel coming up. Maybe they'll just do a regular thing like they announced a bunch of preliminary titles for next year, and we'll get some interesting stuff. So who knows? So that's really fantastic, and I gotta get on with things right now. So thanks, guys, so much for watching the video. Which version of the Star Trek stuff are you just most interested in getting? Are you going to go up to the 6-film box? Are you just going to grab a couple random select individual titles? Or are you going to get that limited edition set of the motion picture? So guys, thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.